Hello knitters, Faylin from Strand Knitting Studio in San Clemente, California. And today I have on my needles, which is also classes, and the last little talk about maybe Christmas in July to get some multiples going before Christmas time. So stay tuned. My needles, and the next class is a scarf called Shetland Ruffles, and it's using our brand new yarn that came in last week. I was so excited because I wanted to do this pattern and I was looking for yarn to do it in, and I really wanted, it's fingering, and I wanted to have a silky sheen to it. And so nothing in the store was working, nothing at my house was working. That's the problem with Stash, is color wise I just couldn't get the right colors together. And then I walked in probably last Thursday, and this new yarn came in. So this is Jody Long. It's called Delish. This is 50% silk and 50% extra fine merino. So needless to say, it's really soft. As you see, it's got that sheen to it, which I wanted. And these are these are the colors. And we have a cream and black, which you'll see in my thing, and a white. But these aren't these luscious. Silk just dyes things up so pretty because it's the silk that really takes the color and makes them the bright color like that. So, and this, it's lovely. So this is a fingering weight yarn. Here's the scarf. So down here, I blocked it to about here. When I was about here, I went and I steamed it, blocked it. So I pinned it down and blocked it so I could see what it was doing without all the crunching up, because up here, as you can see, as you're knitting it, it sort of gathers up, but blocking will make that all go away. So that's it. Now, for those of you who know patterns, this is a feather and fan pattern. So you have the knit, yarn over, knit two together, yarn over kind of thing going on. And then you have some decreasing, knit two togethers. And only she has she skewed it. And that's what's making it look like so crazy, so beautiful. This is so much fun. I'm really having fun knitting this. Okay, it's very repetitive. The only thing that changes, because as I said, it's feather and fan. So feather and fan is like, you'll have 8 stitches of yarn over, knit one, yarn over, knit one, yarn over, knit one. And then you'll have 8 stitches where you're going knit two together, SSK, SSK kind of thing. All right, so, but they're always in a straight line. I'll put this up here. I'll put a feather and fan thing up here. But they're in straight lines like this. Baby blankets, like tons of people use this for a baby blanket. But she has done this with it. So she's moving it back and forth by, instead of knitting, so many stitches here, it's like 4 stitches, and the next time you're gonna knit 5 stitches, next time you're gonna knit 6 stitches. So you're moving it over and then you move it back. So it's doing this, and that's what's giving it this. I love it. Now this is the original version. She has 3 versions. I didn't even look at the other versions, really. I just know they're in the pattern. But they're just different ways of doing this. I think maybe different yarns. And but this is just really, really fun. And it is really cool looking. And so this is a silk scarf, and it's called, didn't I say what the title of it was? Shetland Ruffles. Shetland Ruffles. And so this is going to be August 9th, which is a Sunday, from 10 to 12. So all you need is your yarn. I'm on a size 4. The pattern calls for a 3. You know me, if it's a shawl, scarfy thing, I'm on the tight, I'm just a tad tight, I move it up. And part of me is even wondering if I should have moved it up to 5, but no, I'm on a 4. So it's a scarf. So I'd rather the yarn go further on a bigger needle and everything, but it can be a 3 or a 4. If you're a loose knitter, keep it on a 3. If you're regular or slightly tight or so, I'd put it up on a 4. That's what I would do. And it's just a 24-inch needle, 24-inch cable. And yeah, so you do two rows with one color and 2 rows with the other color. So the yarns are just sitting there, and it's just really, really fun. So good Christmas gift, very good Christmas gift. So that would be August 9th, Sunday, from 10 to 12. The next class coming up is the butterfly shawl, which is this weekend, this Sunday from 10 to 12. And that's this beauty. This is one I just finished last week or the week before last. And this is a very fun, this is an intermediate pattern. This is a very fun pattern. The pattern's written really super well. It's very repetitive on what it's doing. And it's just really fun to watch your colors go. So that was that one, which I started years ago and finished up. And then this is the first one I did. And that's that one. Now there's also a cowl, just a little cowl. So if you wanted to tip your toes into this, the cowl is perfect. So you would need 1 skein of the striping and 1 skein of the solid. For the shawl, you need 2 skeins of striping and 1 skein of solid. And I think I was on a 5. I'm going to have to look. I'll write it down what needle I'm on. Also look at the newsletter. But yeah, so I don't remember exactly. Of course I don't remember because I do not remember needle sizes. Numbers, you would think I would be good with numbers, but I'm really not. And as far as needle sizes go, they go right out of my head as far as, you know, what needle I use. I never remember. So anyways, I'll put it right here so you can know. And yeah. So that's this Sunday from 10 to 12. You'll get this much started. Here's a picture of what you'll probably get done, but it's the whole process and how to read it. So this is really, it's all knit. There's no purling, it's all knit. It is short rowed. So that's how you get the different color shapes, the shapes for the colors. So that's how you get these shapes, is your short rowing, which I've already, you know, talked about a lot. So you're like coming from here and going back, and going back, and you go here a little further, you go back, you go back, you go back, go back, and then you go. So it's all about tracking what you're doing, and you do it with markers. And doing it with markers makes it simple. If you don't do it with markers, you don't know when you made a mistake until you get to the end of your row, which is really devastating on something like this. Lifelines are encouraged. And so intermediate this Sunday from 10 to 12. And again, if you're making the full size, we use the earth yarn, which is this right here, the middle row. And that's the striping yarn. So the yarn stripes, that's how we get the colors to move like this. Because that's all done, the yarn does all the color work except for my solid is the green. So that when you have these kind of rows right here, that's my green. And there's a lot of green in this striping, so the green sort of blends in with the other colors and you don't see it as much as you do on this one. This one with the black, you really can see the colors, you know, the sections. It's more like a stain, you know, like a butterfly or a stained window kind of look. And if you go on Ravelry, there's tons and tons of pictures of this. And if you put up, after you're on projects, put unique yarn or earth yarn, and then you can see all the ones that were made out of this yarn and the different kind of colors. Of course, we have what we have. But yeah, so this again would be a really good Christmas gift for a very special person, or just the cowl could be a really nice gift because it's just so different, you know? And yeah, so that's this Sunday from 10 to 12. Okay, and the next class is going to be the felted bag class, and that's going to be Saturday, August 15th from 12 to 2. And here's the booga bag, which is old pattern, but it's a basic, wonderful pattern. You'll use Knoro, which does the striping again, does the striping by itself, so you're not changing colors. If you have wool yarns and you have a bunch of scraps of worsted weight or Aran weight wool yarn, you can always stripe it, but why not let Knoro do the work? So for the small bag, there's 2 sizes. Small bag needs 3 skeins, a large bag needs 4 skeins, and I think we're on a 10.5. And I'll have that all in our information. And yeah, so felting is fun, and it's one of the really great things. This is a beginning project. This is not hard. You're going to come to class with the base knit, so many stitches, and just knit back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then when you get to class, we'll pick up around the edge. That's the hardest part. And then you're just going around in a circle, and the yarn is just striping on its own. And then any little inconsistencies, any little holes that happen, the felting takes all that away. So all the mistakes go away. It's a great project. And it's a really great, really good beginning project. So that class is going to be on, when is that class? Saturday, August 15th from 12 to 2. How come I feel like I just said that? So the silk scarf is the August 9th from 10 to 12, yeah. So felted bag is Saturday, August 15th from 12 to 2. And I'll have to check what I said for the silk scarf. So yeah, so it's a good beginning class. It's a lot of fun. Felting is a lot of fun. And felting just means we put it in the washing machine and it just makes the wool just mats up because it's got all those barbs on it. It just mats right up. And so it's like a solid felt fabric that you come out with. And I'll be knitting mine up coming up. And so I'll have it in the store by next week. It'll be in the store. So that is it for the class. The project I want to talk to you about for Christmas and multiples are the tiny little neck scarves. And there's so many to choose from right now. But 3 of them that we have in the studio and the yarn for in the studio is this is a cowl, and as you can see, it sort of has thick and thin yarn in it, and which makes it lacy looking. So that is using 1 skein of this, which is a merino fingering weight, and 1 skein of this. I'm not sure what needle size we're on because it's not going to tell me right here. Yeah, so my guess is like a 5, 4, 5, something like that, because it's fingering. But this is a great little gift and works up pretty quickly for somebody. Yep. So that's an option. All cowls are an option. There's so many on Ravelry. There's so many ideas. Sophie scarf is always a fabulous idea. So this is the scarf that started the whole small scarf craze. And I think that's probably 5 years ago now, 4 years ago now, something like that. And what this has on it, which a lot of them have, is now this I-cord edge, which makes a beautiful, beautiful edge. And it's not hard. It's very repetitive. It's all knit. You do increase. So every 8 rows, you increase on one side and then decrease on that side. This side is straight. So this is extremely beginner friendly. I have tons of beginners that have done this one. It's a little fiddly to get started, but come to a class, we'll get you started. And then it's the same thing over and over and over and over again. So Sophie scarf, and this is a skein of the Dream, but it's any DK weight yarn. Any DK weight yarn that makes them beautiful. And the more beautiful the yarn, the better it is, you know. So so that's an idea because these are pretty quick to knit up. So you could easily knit 4 or 5 or 6 of these. I knitted 5 of these when they came out for Christmas presents. And so you can easily knit multiples of these. And even the striping yarns look really, really nice that are this. I have somebody doing that. Yeah, you could do anything. Again, go Sophie scarf and go on Ravelry and look at the projects and just see what everybody's done, because it's thousands and thousands and thousands of people have knit this thing. And then that bias shawl that I did is just out of the fuzzy yarn, this up here, and we have the multiples. So this is the multiple one. And you are on a bias, so you're knitting it back and forth. It's not in the round, you're knitting it back and forth, and you knit 2 together at the beginning, and you add a stitch at the end, or the opposite. But you're decreasing on one side and adding on the other side, which puts it at a bias. And that's why you can see the bias on this, because the striping goes diagonal at an angle instead of straight across. But it also makes the fabric stretchier, so that it biases like that. If it's not like that, if it's straight, see when it's straight, I can't stretch it so much if we were just going around in a circle. But if you bias it, then all of a sudden you've got stretch to it. And you probably can't see what it's doing here, but see the stretch? And that makes it better for being on your shoulders and you don't feel like you're in a tube. This totally moves with you. And then it says to Kitchener it, not Kitchenering it. So I did a 3 needle bind off and you can barely see it. And 3 needle bind off is perfectly fine. So that's way easier than trying to Kitchener this kind of yarn, which sticks to itself. No Kitchenering on that one. Nope, not doing it. So there's some ideas, but they've got bandanas, all the little tie scarves that are just, you just tie them around your neck, and then shorter little cowl kind of things are all good ideas for Christmas. They get worn a lot, especially these little tie ones, because you just go out for your morning walk, you can just tie that on and it's great. So so that's another ideas for Christmas. And that's it for today. And I hope to see you in the studio real soon. Bye.